I am challenging myself to see if I can take a Box Store air rifle / Amazon, because that's where I got this from. 89 bucks shipped. Wow, pretty good. So I'm challenging myself with the provided air gun. I'm gonna have to clean the barrel. Well, I'm gonna use the scope that comes with it. This is a 177. It says it shoots 1,250 feet per second using alloy pellets. I'm challenging myself to see if I can get this gun the way it is to shoot a 1-inch group. I'm giving myself a 1-inch group at 30 yards, folks, with the provided Gamo 4x32 scope. This is the Gamo Varmint. Stay tuned. Video coming up. Then I'm going to tear it apart. Going to tighten up the spring guide. There's a couple videos out there. One is that spring piston fever, lone wolf training, and there's another YouTuber that did some modifications to the spring guide using a brake cleaner type can. I'm just gonna use a pop can. I'm gonna tighten everything up in there, grease the heck out of it, mix it up with some black tar from Macari, and mix it up with some of that Vortex tar, since I have a lot of that. And just to see what kind of improvement I can get out of the gun after I shoot the way it is. Now, I'm gonna be shooting for groups, so I gotta find the best pellet for the 30-yard challenge. Then I'm gonna, after I tighten everything up, grease everything up as far as the spring goes, reshoot it with the same scope, see if the groups can tighten up, and then I'm gonna, this will be like part 3. Then I'm gonna put a better scope on there and see if I can get the groups really tight. That's gonna be my challenge. And then of course, part 4 will be me taking this Gamo Varmint out to a farming permission and doing some pesting with it. I believe if the barrel is any good, we'll find that out. And if I got a good barrel and do some internal spring maintenance, I believe I can get this Gamo Varmint to really shoot pretty well. We will see. $89 Box Store challenge. Trigger pull test on this Gamo Varmint out of the box with no changes yet. 2 pounds, 11 ounces. I'm gonna change that later on. And with some unknown wad cutters, I imagine it's probably in the 7th grain area. It's shooting at 1,100 feet per second. Okay, with the current scope that came with the gun, 6 pounds, 12 ounces. 30 yards. Trying to get this Gamo 4x32 scope sighted in. Let's see how she does here. I've been hitting a big one, so let's see if I can get this thing to group. $9.94. I want to know if the average Joe Smuck or Joe Doe can take a box store gun and get it sighted in for some pest control or target shooting. Okay. That was $9.94. This is the JSB 7.33 grain. The trigger's at 2 pounds. I don't like it, but it's the way it is for now. Okay. $9.94. Oh, let me move this over again. My crony. There we go. $9.74. And there we go. It's got a lot of recoil. So, let me keep shooting here. We're in the middle of a winter storm warning here in Michigan. $9.85. Okay. I'm going to bring a target into it so you folks can see. $9.82. This pellet is traveling way too fast, but I wanted to see if I can get this thing sighted in, the scope, at 30 yards. $9.87. Okay. $9.86. For the most part, it seems to be fairly consistent. $9.64. I don't know what happened there, but maybe I didn't get the pellet seated in all the way. Okay, here we go. Now this is all bench rested too, by the way, boys and girls. On a shaky table. It's not very good rest, but it is what it is. 984. For the most part, it's drilling that bullseye, that little square. So we'll take a measurement of that. Okay. Now let's try some Excite H&N, or wait a minute, this is RWS? Excuse me, H&N Excite 7.2 grain. Try on a different target here. Let's see what these are gonna do here. Okay, here we go. 1013. You can hear that crack, but is it going to be accurate? That's the question. All right, here we go. Shot number 2. 1008. I was a little concerned about the barrel, but I think the barrel's going to be okay. 1008. Traveling way too fast, but that's okay. Okay, here we go. 1010. $1,012. Oh, jeez. Well, let me screw everything back on. The recoil of this thing actually took the eyepiece at the end of the scope, totally unscrewed it out, knocked off my adapter, and jeez. Okay, hang on, boys and girls. Well, there you go. Get this back on here. Shooting, but give it a try here. No. That was it, boys and girls. What happened is this piece right here on the end of the scope came completely off. The last shot I took, it took everything right off. I mean, it just, the recoil was so hard that it literally, I had this thing tight. Just got to get it tighter. This piece right here, the scope adapter, which goes into the tactor cam, right in here, came completely off. Fell on the table. But I believe I can still work with the scope. I know there's better scopes out there. I know this, and you folks also know this. But the average schmuck, Joe Doe, Jane Doe, doesn't know any better, right? They're thinking they're getting a quality product at under $100. And I just wanted to show you folks that, hey, I can get, what's wrong with this cap? Why is it not tightened down? Well, let's try it on top, on the elevation side. I got the wrong cap on the wrong end. I don't know. Well, here you go. This is quite something. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with this thing? Okay, let's go back and put you back on here. Oh, why is that tightening up? Undoubtedly, this cheap scope has got to be made in China. Know that? Okay. It does go on. My bad. So, is the scope working? Yeah, for the most part. I don't feel any buzziness or anything like that on this Gamo. To be honest with you, it didn't feel all that bad. But finally, jeez. Okay. So that's what happened. Everything slid right off the back of the scope. It's shooting between 9,900 all the way up to almost 1,100 feet per second. Okay. So that's the group I got. I'm gonna down there. I'm gonna take that target down, bring it on in, and take a look at it. Here she is, the Gamo Varmint, chamber 177. And look what we got here. And I wasn't really trying to find which pellet the gun really likes, but like I said, I wanted to get it at an inch at 30 yards. Came in at 0.96. With the way the trigger is set up, without me doing anything to it, a little over 2 pounds. And just trying to get the scope sighted in. I started off right there, the middle target. Got fairly close in the center here. And I went over here and shot this group. Now I didn't count these right here because for one, the pellet was traveling at over 900 feet per second on a 7.33 GSB Diabolo pellet, and it's way too fast. So that was the tightest group I could get. I'll take it. And then down here, wad cutters was traveling at, man, what was it, 1,100, over 1,100 feet per second. So I wasn't surprised that it wouldn't group, but I'll take that. So Look at that. Just about cover that bird. And this is smaller than a sparrow, so. Oh yeah. Dead sparrow. Now, wait till I find the right pellet and lighten up the trigger. And I already put a different screw. So I know it's got to be under 2 pounds for sure. Just the way it feels. I haven't measured it, but one thing I did notice, this gun, these screws, this side and the other side and the one underneath, they were a little bit loose. I snugged them up. Hey, not bad for a $89 gun. Actually, I'm quite impressed. Hey, can I pest with this gun? Oh yeah. With the scope that's on here? Oh yeah. How long will it last? Hard to tell. But I bet you I can get a few birds for it, you know, if the scope ever goes out. From what I've been, you know, watching on YouTube and reading from the reviews about this Gamo Varmint, scope falls apart, which I can see that, which it did already when I was doing some pellet testing today. So I don't expect the scope to last very long, but we'll see. But I got other scope already lined up for the gun anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it goes out. I'll just set it out on the wall in my 30-yard backstop. I have my son do a sniper shot through the scope lens. I'm sure he'll be proud of that. So. All right, folks, this is part 1, showing you what the gun is capable of doing. And you all know I can't shoot. So a better shooter would probably get better groups than what I got right here, you know. But I ain't mad at him. As long as I can hit my pest bird, I'm happy. And you know what? Let me do some work on the trigger, which I already did, and take the internals out and redo it. Make sure that, you know, the spring and the guide are not, you know, sloppy. So if I need to tighten it up, then I will. Re-grease everything, put it all back together, find the right pellet. But you folks let me know. I thought about this as well today, you know. For a person that doesn't know anything about air guns, the box where it sells 1,250 feet per second with alloy pellets, you know, if I didn't know better, I would think that, wow, you're right behind a 22 long rifle, pretty close to it, you know, and I would think that would be impressive. But, you know, if I was not have these videos and looking at these videos on YouTube, I wouldn't know any better, you know. And right now, I was thinking about possibly going up to Walmart and check out some of the ammo that's available. You know, for a person that did not know what to buy, they saw the price tag and I said, okay, I want to get this Gamo Varmint, and I'm going to need some ammunition. It's already got a scope, so I'm going to need some ammo. So that person's gonna pick out, more than likely, pick out the cheapest ammo, being that the gun's already cheap, so use cheap ammo, laugh out loud. So that's the route I'm gonna take. Use the cheapest ammo to see if I can get the gun to group. And we all know that spring gun, especially this kind of power level that this gun has, this would not be considered a Magnum Springer, although it does. I can tell it has some good cocking effort. I don't mind it, but it does have some good recoil. And if you don't know how to hold the gun properly, you're not going to have any decent shots. That's for sure. And I can see someone getting really frustrated with spring gun, break barrel, whatever you want to call it, real quickly, you know, and be discouraged. So hopefully this video will get out to those that are looking at buying a Gamo Varmint. Well, so far, not a bad shooting spring gun, break barrel. It's not a bad shooter. I mean, and I know that's not the gun's or the barrel. I don't know. You know, it's the gun was just shooting way too fast to begin with. You know, so if I went to a little heavier pellet, like say 8 grain, 10 grain, 8, 9, 10 grain, might be able to tighten that group right up. I know the trigger will tighten it up, just a trigger squeeze, but for now, hey, I can't knock it, really. No. Is it a quality gun like the Biro or the Beeman or Diana? No. Is it fairly accurate? I would say yes. In the right hands. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. Could this be the budget-minded, accurate break barrel? Yes, most definitely. Trigger is fully adjustable, so you know, put a longer screw. It's definitely breaks. It's got a little bit of a long first stage, but not bad. It's that the stop and then the wall into the second stage is what counts. So, and as you can see, for a $89 gun, it's not gonna have front and rear sights, not for that price. So you will have to buy a better scope than what they provide you. But then again, you never know. You know, if you're just out there shooting every now and then, this scope may last you a long time. But for me, no. My eyesight is not that great, so I'm gonna definitely need to upgrade the scope. And more than likely, the scope is gonna be more than the gun itself. Laugh out loud. But in any event, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as the power plant holds up. And I'm gonna find that out when I take it all apart. But so far, yeah, I'm impressed. There you have it, folks. Part 2 will be coming up when I take it all apart check everything out, grease it, put it all back together. Part 3, finding the right pellet. Hopefully the scope won't give out. And part 4 would be if the scope doesn't give out, then I'm gonna use the current scope on here and take it out to a farm permission. Until then, you folks stay safe, shoot straight, may your pellet or slug hit its target, and we'll see you on the next episode of Air Guns and Pesty Channel. See ya!